Okay.
All right, we're live now. Give me that thing. Thank you. I got to open this up. Thank you for giving me this. What's it called? Tonic. Wait, this is tonic water. This isn't quinine. This is regular old.
I do what I can. Sorry, man.
All right. Anyway.
You would look a gift horse in the mouth.
Oh wait, it does have. It is tonic water. Okay, it is good. Awesome.
You wouldn't look at a gift horse in the mouth.
I wouldn't. I would. Anyway, I'm here with my friend Anonymous because he's a real person with a real degree and a real job. There's no reason to associate him with me. But we have an IT question. I figure I bring him in because I'll be honest, guys. I don't know how to get into IT because I never got into IT. I don't know how to become a doctor because I never was a doctor. If you're willing to pay the fee, I can go grab these guys off the street and ask them, but it costs money. So here's the question. Dear Cappy, in one of your last videos, I heard someone mention Western Governors University, and while doing research, they have very good IT programs, which is what I wanted to do before dropping out of a big state school in a liberal state. My biggest concern is if I can get an IT job before graduating from the program. They never use from. They just graduate the programs. They own the programs and they promote the programs they're graduating them. And they graduate high schools and colleges too. No one ever graduates from in my client base. They always graduate things. Where am I? Before graduating the program, as I see many of the degrees require certifications. Specifically, the cybersecurity certification requires 14 certifications, and to me, 14 certs and no experience is overkill. There is also a degree which has no certs involved called IT management. That's bullshit, correct?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay. In between both of these degrees, some of the other IT degrees contain certifications needed to get the degree. Looking at how many people go to the school, many who do not have certs in their degree finish in less than 6 months, but I have no problem taking longer to finish with more certifications on my resume. Should he call them certs or should he just call them certifications?
Either one.
Okay. The main questions are, is it possible to get an IT job while working on my degree? Should I focus more on getting the degree itself or getting a job? A lot of the degrees in the programs require basic certifications such as Comptia A+ and Network+, which I was told is not worth going after if you want to get into things such as cybersecurity or cloud services. If I get the degree which requires no certifications, should I get my own certifications, which I feel is the best to get? Is it even worth getting a degree which says cybersecurity over IT, as it is basically the same field, and most people who get cybersecurity degrees without any certification start in the help desk anyway? Looking at Joshua Fluke's channel. You know Joshua Fluke?
I do not. Should I?
You might enjoy him. He's a younger guy, and he does a great job exposing like corporate America and HR departments, and like they want 5 years experience on a software that's been out 3.
I already know more about HR than I care to know about.
Well, true. Looking at Joshua Fluke's channel, I have learned ways to put on my resume what I can do and say to get past their liberals in HR. Luckily, the degree is cheap enough to pay out of pocket, so no debt will incur on my side. I also will have no problem working a remote help desk IT job as long as they give me the right experience and as long as I am able to be location independent. You kids got to learn to effing write. Jesus fucking Christ. Honest to God, guys, you're not going to. Okay, this has nothing to do with the. Now, he is IT material, right? Because he's a spurg. He's unaware how fucking long, so he's one of you guys, right?
I'm not going to go that far.
Okay. But would it help to be able to be succinct in the world of IT?
Well, I was going to come across that because he mentions management here too. Like management requires the ability to communicate effectively and use proper English.
Right.
So that is one thing a real degree does get you. Well, in theory.
No, it does. No, it does.
I can write more better because I have degrees.
Do you write that good?
No, I didn't say that good.
I write pretty good.
Well, but you do it as a part of your living, right. So you kind of have to.
And the only reason I'm going is because the font on your computer is so small.
Let me help you.
Help my old boomer ass out here.
There, look how big that is.
Oh, shit. What did I do?
Okay, now click somewhere right in the message there.
Move.
Click.
All right, click.
Now scroll down.
I'll scroll down. Oh, good. I don't think we did anything. Look at Joshua Fluke. Am able to work location independent where I can live outside of this liberal shithole state. Thank you in advance. The last time I asked you a question, I used my... Oh, and then it just tells me how to... All right.
So many things.
So many things. So number one, this has nothing to do... let me first... I don't want to read that again. Let me make damn sure we're recording because I don't want to go through that again. Okay, good. Here we are. Okay, we're recording. You guys got to learn to write, and you got to learn to communicate. And you cannot waste people's time who are not only being paid $50 an hour as a boss, but are probably bringing in $125 per hour for the company. You cannot waste their time with meandering, blathering bullshit like this. You need to sit the fuck down, focus. This is why I had to charge so much, because it's taking both of our times. So that's one. But then as for the rest of it, I don't know. You want to do just like a general... He wants to get into IT.
Right.
Okay,
well,
so why don't you give him some general basics, because he just barfed all this shit out.
let me barf it back.
Okay, barf back. Right, see where we're going.
So no matter what area of IT you go into, communication is essential. In fact, I just had this conversation with another IT person of mine about when you're doing IT-ish problems. Some people want to know, customer comes to you, this is my problem. And you say, here, try this. And by the way, here's why it's doing this. So some people want to know all the nitty-gritty details, how the soup is made. Mm-hmm. Some people don't give a shit. Either way, you got to be able to communicate that clearly, because you're relaying information that you have to the, I'm going to use the word uneducated
end user or whatever.
End user, that's better, yes. But you need to do it clearly, succinctly, and without sounding condescending. Which for some people, me, is a lifelong process. He keeps talking about cybersecurity. Does he want to do cybersecurity because it's the newest, greatest, hottest thing, or is it? That's
a problem that most young people face, especially when it comes to IT.
You chase the dollars.
Because cybersecurity sounds cool, and there's not saying you can't make money in cybersecurity. But beforehand it was web developer, and before that it was
Cisco, anything, and it was DBA, and I mean they're not wrong, and so so I see this all the time, is that I see people come in the field because I'm going to make six figures, I'm going to make lots of money, blah blah blah. But are we allowed to swear?
Of course.
Okay.
No, asshole consulting. We're not allowed to swear.
Yeah, I just you monetize, monetize the video, whatever. They fucking hate their jobs. Mm-hmm. I'm like, are you going to spend 40 years slaving away in corporate America to fucking hate your job? I mean, if you don't like it, don't go into it, So don't go to cybersecurity unless you think, looking up websites and IP addresses and security vulnerabilities doesn't excite you. I mean...
Well, and also one erroneous assumption or premise I was under was, it's just kind of like general. No, there are specific skill sets within IT that you have to go into.
Right.
Do you want to do basic install and user rights for an office? Do you want to network the computers and be in a server room?
Yeah, because you don't have to go just to cybersecurity. I mean, especially when you get to large firms or large businesses. I mean, there are literally people there that the only thing they do 40 hours a week is they do password changes, and that's all they do. Another person does nothing but does security rights on folders, so that Bob from accounting can get at this folder, but Sally's in finance can't get at this folder. That's what they do, because that's what the job requires. There are people that do nothing but, an army of people that support one SAP software for, Acme.com, and that's the only thing they do. So don't be misled by, you have to go to cybersecurity, you have to go to database, or you have to go to Cisco, because the field is so wide. You can take it so many ways.
Would it pay him to do some research into the different subfields and subcategories of IT to figure out exactly what he wants to do? Because I don't think that's necessarily possible until you start tinkering with computers yourself,
right? And
programming or programming a website. Like, for example, I enjoy web design, but there's a creative aspect to it. But yes, security is, yeah, Bobby gets a password. You get to set writes of passwords. So why don't you go over like the main general areas people can go into, research further, because if he like, oh, I heard because it sounds cool, he's fucked.
Or I can make the monies.
Or I can make the monies, right. Or get the girls with the boobies. That's the main thing.
What are those?
Well, that's when you make 100,000. See, let me explain to you. I know you're a nerd. You're not there yet. But see, let's say you make $99,999.99. Okay? You don't exist. You're a nobody. You make 1 penny more.
Then I get the boobies?
Then you get the girls. Then they're like, oh, six figures. There he is. Okay. Wait, are you 6'1"?
No.
No, you don't get Then it doesn't matter how much money you make. No, I'm terribly sorry. Never mind that the girls then. No, I was going to say, never mind that the girls vote to take half your money away, so your 100,000 turns into 48,000.
Yes.
That doesn't dawn on them.
Do you by chance have a book on this topic that I could research further?
I have so many books on so many topics, and no one gives a damn. You know what I mean? Basically, I should write a book. Why you just got fucked out of your money. That's big, how you fucked yourself out of your own damn money.
Well, I thought that was kind of the subtitle for most of your books, I thought, actually.
Yeah, it is. We're all fucked, and I'm pissed off, and buy my next book. I'm pissed off, and we're all fucked. The sequel,
You sound like a Fox News anchor, actually.
You can't swear.
Well, that looks like it's swearing, but, I'm pissed. Angry white man, I'm pissed.
I'm very angry white man by my book, yes.
So let's go
give general subcategories.
One thing I was going to say is that he talks about the Comptia and the Network Plus class, and yes, they are generally kind of foo-foo waste of money, with the exception of if you're coming into this cold, like if you're not already a computer geek, it would be good for you because it will give you a wide breadth of what's out there. So you're not going to take a Network Plus certification and get a job. It doesn't work that way. Well, yeah, it might, depending on how hungry they are. But it gives you a introduction to a lot of different areas. They'll talk about PC hardware, server hardware, networking, switches, firewalls. So you get exposed to a lot of different technologies. And then once you think, you know what? I really do like how firewalls work. I find it interesting. Okay, boom, there you go. Or you figure, oh, you know what?
I like hardware.
I like writing SQL statements. Select from this call. Yeah, and that's what gets you a stiffy. There you go.
How many people are walking around in database management with stiffies?
You wouldn't want to see them if you did.
No.
But point being, something like a Network Plus class or the Comptia class isn't a bad way to go because it does expose you to a bunch of different areas. For instance, like I said, like you were alluding before, there is now there's cloud administration and there is security, but even security is broken down into so many different areas. I mean, there are people that do nothing but they do cell phone management for the company. All they do is they roll out applications to the company phone. And when that person leaves, they make sure that data doesn't leave with the employee. So that's that. And there's telephoning. Assuming we still have offices the next 10 years.
Right. Don't worry, the boomers and Power Chip and Gen Xers will make sure of that.
Yes. Administering all those telephones. That's a huge IT thing too. There's a lot of Cisco certs in telephony. There's people in video conferencing. We literally have a person that does nothing that basically she's a glorified Zoom administrator.
Okay.
She helps.
Does she get paid the monies?
Yes.
Does she get the girls? Or does she get the guys?
Well,
no, we don't need to. Let's just keep it safe.
Yeah. So she administers Zoom calls for big old meetings. She's got to make sure that they run and go without a hitch and make sure everyone can hear each other, everyone can see the right things, and so on and so forth.
VMware, that in there?
And then there's the whole server administration. And a subset of server administration is virtual servers. And a subset of that is the VMware camp, or there's the Linux camp, or there's the Hyper-V camp. So there's so many different directions to go. You can be a generalist. You can be a jack of all trades, master of none. Then there's, of course, the database. We'll talk about that. There's application support. There's always desktop support. There are people who do nothing but deal with network printers all day long.
Will it be fun and zany as the IT crowd? Will the office catch on fire? Will we have a goth guy living in our closet?
Well, there's only so many cute redheads in management, so it's hard to say. But that actually does bring us full circle because he mentioned management. So he should go watch the IT crowd.
Yeah, he gotta watch it.
At least the first season or so, because the boss in the IT crowd, Jen, right?
Jen, yes,
she doesn't know
nothing.
Squat. She,
right.
Internet in a box. Remember that?
Here's the
it's
all right with the hawk. It's all right.
And she actually goes to the board meeting and tries. So, anyways, what I was gonna say is, if you want to go into management, you gotta know some IT shit,
right?
Because if you're going to take it to be a manager, you're going to manage computer geeks like us, right? And you don't know Dick from Squat, or you don't know an RJ45 cable from a Cisco 4305 router. We're not going to respect you. We're going to hate you.
Right.
So you got to know some IT skills. So if you go take your Network++ and they decide to go into management, cool. But you got to do some stick time. You got to do some seat time. You don't go from, hey, I graduated high school. Oh, now I'm going to computer management, and I don't know how to. Can you help me plug this cable in? How to make this printer work?
Same thing with construction management. Never swung a hammer. Don't have a callus on their hand.
Yeah,
and it's like, get off the work site, kid.
Yeah.
One thing I'd strongly recommend to the guy is, and I enjoyed it, and I think he'll get it over at Western Governors University. They're not going to dump you into hardcore database management or hardcore.
You don't configure Cisco firewalls the first day.
Right. They're gonna, and that's one thing I liked about taking the classes at the tech college is they start from the ground up. Like, here's how a computer works. So you understand bits and bytes and flow. Here's how layering works with TCP, ICP packets. So then you're like, oh, okay, I've forgotten 75% of it, but I remember okay, this all makes sense. You get a top-down approach. And as you go through that year, especially that first year, some things will become a little I enjoyed, and I am a master at taking apart computers. I'm great at finding every screw in every computer and server.
And losing on my living room floor and being outdone by a 12-year-old
That's how much
child.
better. That's how much better than my friend here at IT. But I enjoyed that, but it also gave me an idea where I was like, oh, okay, I'd rather do this than rather do that.
Yeah, you need just like anything else, whether it's accounting or IT or economics. You got to have some base level understanding.
Right.
You just have to.
Right. And
you
so
got to know the basics.
So I wouldn't even necessarily commit. I mean, if he's generally okay with the IT world,
yes,
he'll learn to specialize later on, or specialize in multiple things that might even be related. Okay. Right.
But if he's saying I want to go to cybersecurity, you've already chosen at least a direction.
Sure. Right.
But he might not even like security. And he's, so what I fear is he's going for security just because that's where the dollars are at. And like I said, security is big. You could be doing cell phone administration, or you could be doing firewall manipulation, or you could be doing the guy sending out the emails to your employees, trying to trip them up and see if they click the link.
Interesting. Yeah, okay.
So
who are the people that I want all dead? Who are the ones that send me the updates because I gave them a username and password, like I signed up for a new service and I have to unsubscribe from them?
Yeah.
Who are those people? Can I hunt those guys? Is it one guy like the mothership guy, and if I take him, the queen out, the rest of them all go away?
Well, I'm in Somalia and China and Russia.
No, not the spam. I'm talking I log into. I buy tires from Tires Plus.
Yeah.
Username. Oh, give us your email. Okay, fine. Then every 5 minutes I get hey, the Tires Plus. Welcome to the family. We're at Tires Plus. Ooh, I just want to let you know, Tires Plus. It's delete, block. The unsubscribe.
Those are marketing people.
Okay,
marketing people.
All right, then we don't even have to touch IT. We'll just.
You know what I do love those? Like when you're shopping on Amazon or something, right? You know, and then you buy something, and then for the next 7 days, Facebook and whatever else, hey, we found some things for you. No, I already bought it. Thank you. Go away.
They recommend the exact same thing you just bought. No, that's happened.
I'm like, great, thanks.
You know how many couches I'm getting referred to me that are the exact same couch I just bought, and I don't need 5 of them.
What? You're not doing 5 houses?
No, I'm not doing 5. I'm not doing 5 rooms.
Okay.
Then you had some questions, I think, generally about education versus work. What should he tackle first?
Yes, the answer is yes.
Good, both?
Any experience, any stick time is good time, because like I said, you can't. you can't get any. I don't care what kind of degree it is, whether it's a DBA degree, a programming degree. You don't go right from college to getting six figures.
Right.
You gotta do some ground. You gotta do some groundwork. That's where internships come in. And if you're trying to, if you know, ideally it'd be best to do something help. You know, do the help desk. It's just like being in basic training. You know, you gotta do your 2 years as a grunt before you get promoted to private level 3.
Is there a private level 3?
They're all good.
I thought it was corporal.
Whatever, beyond. But you gotta put the stick time in, and if you can work part-time doing help desk stuff, and you probably won't like it. Most people don't, because I won't blame, because it's a shitty job to do, honestly, because people only call you when they're angry, right? And shit's broken, they expect you to fix it. If you don't have the answer for them, they get pissed off. But it's just part of the dues you got to pay. So get some stick time, get some experience, get some knowledge into your belt while taking classes. It's all the better. And it works even better if some of the stuff you're doing on the job shows up on, next week in school, and then, you can share the class. Well, geez, just the other day at work, so-and-so had this happen. Why is that?
Would you say, because there's such an emphasis on education, would employers prefer to see work over education? I mean, you're going to need some kind of certification or education.
See, it depends.
Okay.
It depends. It depends on the employer and the job market at the time. For a while, the market was so damn hot. If you know how to spell TCIP, you could get a job.
Interesting.
And this is one of my things I hate about IT is that there's no, like for accounting, there's no overarching
CPA society.
Yeah, there's no overarching. Yes, this person knows his stuff. Here's the proof, or a lawyer. There's no bar exam for IT. So if you go to Bobby and Billy's IT school and you get a degree in cybersecurity, that you may not know shit compared to someone who went to school at, who's this place you recommended? Whatever place you recommended.
Western Governors University.
Yeah. I guess they are plugging you for this podcast, right?
No, they're not. I recommend them. I recommend, it's an accredited college. It's online.
They should be staking you or sponsoring you or something. I mean, you are plugging.
I sponsor a lot of people because I like their product. HisTherapist.com. He's a guy who does therapy for men.
That sounds racist and misogynist.
It is. It's all. Everything I say is that. It's implied. It's implied.
Got it.
I recommend, friends like, the Masculine Geeks, and not friends like Jack Napier at Red Evening. But I recommend Western Governors University because I think people should be able to go for school online for cheap but affordable and get an accredited degree.
So point being is all these degrees and certifications, especially ones like this, they're made up. I mean, they're not industry standard. So you may know someone who has a cyber security degree, but they might not know dick. I don't know. Maybe they do. So that's where real world experience comes in. So you can say, I spent the last 10 years managing Palo Alto firewalls and their software defined data center.
Mm-hmm.
So at least you can walk into that next interview and say, I've dealt with this and this and this. Sweet.
Cool.
I can program Cisco iOS. I can update it. I can backdate it. I know what happens when I have multiple paths and the entire network goes down. So
should I list it if I have Microsoft Office as an IT?
Not unless you're applying for a help desk.
I got some, look at my resume. I'm like, this sucks. You're only off. It's a Microsoft. Who doesn't know that? I mean, it should be implied with it.
It should be, but unfortunately, some office staff come in not knowing how to use it. I don't understand. But yeah, so you do. So as a help desk, you may end up telling someone how to make fonts bold.
You're right.
I've seen it happen.
No.
I've seen it happen. And if you're one of those guys in help desk and you escalate a ticket to me because you can't get the person to do something in Word, I will rip your throat out. We'll bounce that ticket back to you so fast and carbon copy your boss and throw you underneath the bus so fast it won't be funny. Anyways.
All right. Was there anything else in his email? Because I think we kind of narrowed them down to focus. We addressed the kind of balance between work and school.
We talk about management.
Talked to Matt. He's not there yet. There's no management.
Well, the big thing you gotta put in the stick time.
You have to have experience before we go to management. This isn't West Point.
What do you got against West Point?
It's a joke because they just Oh, you're a second lieutenant. Go out there and command the men.
He mentioned working remotely. Does he think he's going to be in Alaska?
That's what these younger people think. Yeah.
That doesn't happen until later on in life.
Right.
Because for instance, trying to be anonymous here. My company, we are work from home right now because the pandemic, scandemic, whatever you want to call it.
No, it's 100% legit. You could that's
another podcast.
That's a word that gets you banned. So we don't. Do you want to do this again? I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. The guy with the funny mustache who belonged to a NAZI party.
Yes.
Yeah, he's alive and well in some place. And if you use the wrong words, those are verboten.
Verboten?
Yeah, verboten.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. I totally shift my train of thought.
You're talking about he wants to work remotely.
Oh, yes, remotely. Yeah. So my employer, we are work from home, except for those that need to be in the office. Who needs to be in the office?
IT.
A lot of IT people.
Right.
And I'm not trying to throw stones at glass houses here, but it is the more entry level positions, because some people work from the office. There's meetings and whatnot, and some people choose to work from the office. Well, if their computer breaks, they need someone there to fix that printer, fix that copper. Hey, why doesn't the wireless work? Why, so we actually need true boots on the ground.
Right.
So they're not working from home. I'm working from home because I'm doing server administration. I could be in Abu Dhabi or Calhoun, as long as I got a good internet connection.
You're good to go.
I'm good to go.
Right.
So,
or maybe a world famous podcaster.
Yeah.
Boy, one can dream. Think it's possible someday.
It is possible someday. So long as and then the guy that does our firewalls and our SD-WAN solution, he works from home, because as long as you got your connection and a VPN connection, you're golden. Doesn't matter whether I'm sitting in a basement cave, a bar, or
a library,
or in the office. It don't matter. So
let's be wholesome. Church, library, church, the orphanage.
I have worked from church before, but that's because I was on call.
Oh,
and that's the other thing. If you're in IT, you will be depending where you go, but most IT jobs are going to require some after-hours support. So, for instance, I'm on call every 6 weeks. I have to sit there and I have to be the point or lead for escalated tickets. And sometimes the ticket may come at 3 a.m. The person in Munich can't get their wireless to work.
Right.
So I got to deal with that crap.
So, all right. So you're not going to be working from a beach 6 months out of school. We did some of that. Was there anything else in there that you wanted to?
I think you pretty much barked over everything.
Okay. Good. I'm glad we got this down. And now anytime anybody asks me, how do I get an IT? I'm like, it's $100. I'm going to just go forward them this link. How do I get the girls? How do I figure out my point and purpose in life?
So I guess we gave them an answer without an answer. Is just do the things.
Do the things, yeah.
I mean, learn some shit, get a job, learn some more shit, work hard.
Work hard.
Work hard, no one cares. Work harder.
Work hard. Work harder than the next guy.
Yeah.
All right, let's go through the super chats. Now, this is the fun part of the show. This is where people give me money.
People give you money.
For no reason.
For yelling at the laptop.
Now, Brian Dupree, who has yet to tell me where he's hiking.
He looks kind of like Justin Timberlake.
Maybe I can't see. Your screen's too small. Brian Dupree for $5 says, Jesus, this is boring. Well, yes, IT is boring. And then, look at that. See, someone gave me $10. Kark and Madness Admin, $10. I got my associates in community college for $10,000. I'm getting my bachelor's from Western Governors University for $24,000. Getting 8 certs as part of the degree, making $72,000 a year. Started as help desk. Excellent. Now, do cybersecurity con.
Great. Yeah. See, he put in the stick time. He got a few degrees. He had enough education to get him in the door.
Right.
And in theory, with the associate's degree, he's got enough quote unquote
education,
background, worldly education that he can deal with other people in ties and suits and business suits.
Right. It's good to know you get 8 certifications going through that degree.
That's something else he brought up too, like 14 certs, this and that. I mean, how many damn certs is there? I mean,
there's probably scores, I'd imagine.
Well, Yeah, but I mean, it's like, so what's weird too is that some of these certifications, they aren't industry wide. But like, for instance, you can get a VMware certification provided by VMware, but that's only for VMware. It doesn't help you with Microsoft certification. And there, as far as I know, there is no industry-wide standard server virtualization certification.
Well, isn't it because of the nature of the industry that's constantly evolving? There's no,
so fast, yeah.
there's no time for an authoritative body to come in. I mean, accounting has been accounting, law has been law, but IT changes.
And that's where Network Plus Plus came in, and Comptia came in that was the attempt to do that.
Okay.
But it's gotten politicized, and it's and it changes over the time. So I have mixed feelings on it. But again, if you're coming from ground zero, it's a great place to start.
Good.
At least we have.
Is it better than me majoring in sociology or communications?
Well, it's great if you want to be a teacher.
What, teaching IT?
No. If you want to reteach the same field.
Oh yeah, no. Because did I tell you about my 7th grade teacher? I got sent to the principal's office. My audience knows. I don't know if I ever told you.
I thought I've heard every story of yours by now. Well, I don't remember this.
You don't remember this one? So like, I handed in a book report later. What she on my ass? And you're not taking it serious. I say, oh yeah, must take a lot to teach an English language to everyone who's been speaking English for 13 years. Go to the principal's office.
But as we've proven, it is hard.
No, that is writing. Okay, I don't need to learn. I don't need to dissect a sentence with participles and pronouns and verbs and adverbs. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But to communicate clearly, and here's the thing, part of communication is sitting down and saying, how can I convey, what do I want to convey to them?
Yep.
And then writing it clearly.
Yep.
I don't care if you got the adverb mixed with the adjective. That's fine. I don't care. I don't even care if it's misspellings and wrong punctuation.
Well, the computer will fix that for you now.
So yeah, now it will, yeah. They got damn bacon for $2.23. What's your go-to fast casual dining restaurant?
I do Chick-fil-A.
You do Chick-fil-A? I do. Depends where I am.
Stuff, like you those lines.
That line's horrible. I've seen it. Fast casual dining. Fast.
Chipotle's always good.
No, they scared me away with 2 poisonings. I'd have to say McDonald's. It's not my favorite. Yeah, because it's there. That's my go-to. It's not my favorite.
That's not even fast casual. That's just fast food.
What's fast casual?
Like Chipotle, where you grab the meal, sit down, and it's
supposed
to be more upscale than fast food.
So like Jimmy John's is considered fast casual?
It's a fast casual is typically a hybrid between a real sit-down restaurant and fast food.
All right. Okay, you know what? All right. Potbellies. Would Potbellies fall in that?
Maybe.
Okay. Well, Potbellies is my favorite restaurant.
Not your poke bowl place?
No, that's fancy.
Is it?
If I got a $20 donation, then I could afford a poke bowl. But we got.
Who would you find to give you that?
What, $20 donations?
Yeah.
They happen at times.
Oh, okay.
We only got 40-some people watching right now because the topic is boring.
Yep.
And I told people I was taking vacation, but since you were available today, I figured I'd get this one done. So
you didn't really announce this anyways.
I know, it's just it goes like that. But you'd be surprised in this industry.
You didn't warn the people, hey, I'm talking tomorrow at 8 p.m.
I rarely do that. I've had it where I've gone live and just some interesting questions come in, and then 2 hours later, with multiple hundreds of super chats in, which is shocking to me. I still don't believe it. Like it's
because like the one podcast I watch is every day at 9 o'clock, and so that's why he's got 10,000 viewers.
Yeah, that's the professional way to do it. When I get my house finished and all that, I'll do that.
Then you become a professional.
Then I'll become a professional something.
Okay. Besides a professional asshole.
Hey, the gig's good. All right. Anyway, that's it. Well, thank you for helping out the young man. You could take us out appropriately.
Toodles.